Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the voice of the people. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
What broke him down? Was it just
the
the
body punches?
I was hitting him with body punches, and I heard him actually he was crying there. You were saying that Gibbs was crying when you hit him? Yes. When did that happen? And perhaps the fourth round on.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
So that you knew you had him by that time.
Absolutely, but I knew he was tough and taking those punches.
Productions.
Making women's gestures like, oh.
Let's go check.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. I'm your host, Nestor Gibbs. Find me on Instagram and Twitter at NestGTO. We're back with some rumor mill, and rumor has it Oscar Valdez and Scott Quigg are going to be getting it on in the Stub Hub. And our good friend Eddie Hearn just tweeted out that, maybe this thing is a set and a done deal. So I'm going to go ahead and head on out to the Golden State, get this quick rumor report done and over with.
ThaBoxingvoice Productions.
This is a beautiful performance against a very tough guy in Michael Johnson. How do you feel about it?
Fuck that. Conor McGregor.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
You know me, Larry. From a wicked entrance, from a flip over the rope into a knockout. When the main thing is, I just help the guy. I wish.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
Yes, the hipsters here. Haters beware. And Oscar Valdez versus Scott Quigg, almost a done deal. Is it a big step up for Valdez? Is this the right matchup for both men? Does the pseudo casual boxing fan, the Enriques of the world, do they care about this matchup? I can't wait to chop it up with you, Ness, with the callers. Like you said, it should be a quick show, but it is a report of a world championship fight between two. One's obviously top 5, one's arguably top 10. I think that's a decent fight. I can't wait to delve into it.
Top 5, top 10, he says. Who's top 5?
Valdez.
So you're saying in his division?
Yes.
In his division.
Because you have to remember that the Scott Quigg Carl fight happened in a division below at 122.
BoxRec has him as the number 7. Now we know that they're going based off points. Are any of these names no longer in this division? Is Leo Santa Cruz still there?
Yes, 126.
Oh, wow. Carl Frampton.
Yes.
Gary Russell.
Yes.
Abner Mares.
Yes.
Lee Selby.
Yes.
Josh Rarrington.
Yes.
Nonito Donaire.
Donaire. Yes, and I believe he's fighting Carl Frampton. I believe that is official, and that should be on Showtime.
Joseph Diaz Jr.
Yes. He is in that division, and he, I believe, is the mandatory to Gary Russell Jr.
Whatever happened of Simvekwe, Vidveke, whoever they found for Nonito when they were building Nonito, remember?
I remember him. I have no idea what happened to that guy.
They put that guy on HBO for that fight, right? Or was that Showtime? I'm not even sure. But wow, I mentioned those names because those are names in his division, and Oscar Valdez has not been fighting any of those guys.
Yes.
He's
and he had the belt.
Champion. He won the belt versus Idvani Gradovic. I remember that fight. Good fight. And since then, he's made 1, 2, 3, 4. Scott Quigg will have been his 5th title defense.
You want to run down his title defenses for us?
Oh, the names?
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
Genesis Serviania, Miguel Mariaga, Hiroishkai Uswaga, and
who the fuck is that guy?
Matias Carlos Adrian Rueda, and Ivani Gradovic, and Ernie Sanchez. and Chris Avalos and Ruben Tamayo and Jose Ramirez. Stop me whenever.
You can stop. You're good.
Okay. So what were you trying to prove?
That this is a huge step up for a champion, unfortunately. That Oscar Valdez has had his belt for, like you said, 4 title defenses. Scott Quigg is a much better opponent than everyone on Valdez's resume. And even though Scott Quigg has looked, I'm not going to say mediocre at the 126-pound division, but he definitely has not looked as good as he had before the Frampton fight. You know, it might be one of those where the name value means that it's more competitive than it really is. But Scott Quigg still, in my opinion, beats everyone on Valdez's resume.
Why is it that top-ranked fighters get absolutely no... Yo, how do you say that word? Is it stick? Or should I just continue to say... I know it's not shit, but I'm always trying not to curse so much. But how is it that they... Like, how is it the top-ranked champions never get any shit? It's like, how could he be... Like, this is going to be his 5th defense, and it's finally going to be a Scott Quigg level?
And even then,
I'll
that's
be honest.
questionable at this point. Like, what is Scott Quigg at this point?
Let me tell you something. I've been feeling like maybe I'm a bit of a dickhead.
Well, that could be true.
So I went and did a little research, and everyone's like excited about this fight. And it's like, oh, Oscar Valdez. Oh, yeah, man. He's always in a fight. It's going to be some knockdowns. He might get knocked down, but he's always going to bring a fight. Yeah. And it's like, all right, what happened to the best facing the best? I guess that's only in certain divisions. Like when it comes to welterweight, yeah, Earl gotta fight Thurman. You know, it's pick and choose here. I don't understand.
I mean, Top Rank is one of the longest standing promotional companies in boxing at this point. They have one of the most storied histories, so they have a bunch of cachet with the fans. And the fans, in my opinion, are always going to look at the new upstart companies with a little more criticism, a little more of a discerning eye. Pseudo PBC, or even you can name even other startups, World Boxing Super Series, for example. Another one that's had a ton of criticism to it. They're usually fans criticize the new stuff, the old stuff that's been there for 50, 60 years. The fans just sort of accept it. They think it's normal, and then you have the HBO hype train and push and promotional push that you always talk about with a lot of the top ranked fighters for decades. And only recently now they have the ESPN push. So I'm not surprised they don't get the criticism that, let's say, a Danny Garcia is for Brandon Rios.
I'm so happy it was you that brought up that name and not me. Quick comparison. Danny, ever been to the Olympics? No. I'll answer that for you. No. Valdez is a 2-time Mexican Olympian, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
I know it's 1 time. I don't know if it's 2 times, but I know it's 1 time.
I don't have time to Google Danny and check his age. I remember one time he was 27. And when he was 27, he was already a 2-divisional champion. Oscar Valdez is 27. So no one can say, no, we were rushing him. He's just a prospect. I mean, like, none of that is true anymore. He should be facing Leo, Frampton. I mean, all those top-heavy names that I mentioned.
That you can make the argument that he has fought lesser competition since winning the title, and that argument alone.
Before winning the title.
What? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Before winning the title.
No. After winning the title, he has fought lesser competition than the title win, so to speak. So he fought Gradovich, and then he fought lower and lower and lower competition since then, in my opinion.
No, I totally
that is questionable. Like, and I love Valdez. Valdez is one of the first media workouts I went to when I was credentialed for TBV as an editor back in the day. Valdez, has fought on undercards at the Stub Hub forever. So I when he was a prospect and uppercomer, so I've seen Valdez a lot. But this isn't right. I mean, even Elise Selby, in my opinion, has faced probably better competition in his title reign than an Oscar Valdez, and that's saying something because Elise Selby has fought some subpar competition. So it's time for that the top 7, top 8, like you mentioned, all those great names. Because featherweight is loaded.
No, you're right. Selby has better names. I mean, because they both share Ivan Igradovic. And then Selby has Eric Hunter, common opponent with even Guillermo Rigondeaux. Also Fernando Montiel, common opponent with Nonito Donaire and various others. Yeah. So and he's scheduled to fight Josh Warrington. So
which I believe is a much better opponent than Scott Quigg in 2018, specifically 2018. Maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago is different, but in 2018, Scott Quigg was a little bit of a suspect product at 126 pounds.
I'm not trying to be a dickhead. That's not my job. I'm just saying it's time to take the training wheels off. It's the 5th title defense. Training wheels need to be off at this point.
And let's be honest, like Valdez is good. Like even though we don't think he's like the next Floyd Mayweather, we all think he's an exciting fighter. We all think he has some.
I mean, exciting and being good is 2 different things. And look, I don't want to make any enemies here, but when you're fighting guys like, you know, this other guy that he fought, right? I mean, let me see if I can pull him up here. Valdez, he fought some Argentine guy, right? It wasn't Gradovic. Not that. Was it? Oh yeah, it's got to be this guy. It's got to be this guy, right? Where is he from? No, he's from Japan. This one. Sheesh. I mean, this is the thing. These are the type of guys that you. Was it Genesis then?
I think it was Genesis. The eye test alone makes me think he can beat at least half of that top 7 that you mentioned. He may not beat all of them, but that's fine. You may not look at Danny. Danny may not be the guy that beats a Porter and Thurman, but Danny is still top 5 welterweight.
But didn't Genesis drop him in his last fight?
Ooh.
Valdez went down his last fight, right?
I don't remember that, to be honest. I'm not going to say that's a no or a yes. I just do not know. I do not remember. Because that last fight was on pay-per-view, was it not? Was that the pay-per-view card, or was that the fight before that?
I'm gonna have to pull that up. It's not showing on BoxRec.
Well, anyway, I understand the criticisms of Valdez and the idea that maybe he's not as good as HBO, Top Rank, now ESPN have made him out to be. But like you said, training wheels are off at this point. Like he needs to start fighting better competition, and we're going to see what he's made of. Maybe he's going to be good. Maybe he's going to be great. Maybe he's just going to be an entertaining fighter. But we can only see and know that if he fights better competition.
It's a great step up.
Even Scott, it is a great step up. But even Scott Quigg isn't a top level competition at this point.
I will take the word of Leonard Sterling. He says that Slovenia dropped him, and that's what I'm saying. Like if you're being touched, because forget about dropped. I've watched them be touched by these mediocre guys. So when these top name heavy guys get in there, I mean, at this point, I'm begging for a Nonito Donaire. You know what I mean? Because they haven't given me anything. So like Scott Quigg is like, yeah, but is it really yeah? I mean, look at Scott Quigg's last 3 fights after losing to Frampton. Have you ever heard of those guys?
No. And those fights were very mediocre. Mediocre is probably the best phrase or word to use. That he didn't look stellar. He didn't look like he was A-level.
I didn't even know he fought.
Scott was nice and strong at 22. He moved up for that Frampton fight. I mean, we were expecting a super fight. Frampton really separated himself. I believe he broke Scott Quigg's jaw.
Yes.
Performance.
It's just never been the same. Never been the same. Listen, I hate to get out of here quick, Doomy, but it's about time to hit the callers. I mean, you want to give us your take on the Mexican 2-time Olympian making his 5th defense of his WBO title, Oscar Valdez, who is rumored to be facing Scott Quigg. And people are calling Scott Quigg a step up.
I mean, I like the kid. He's an exciting fighter, very passionate. He's one of those kids that's chasing greatness. He wants to be recognized as one of the best. And like Maddie said, it's about time that I don't know if it's about time or is it the right time to step up and start facing, higher level competition. Scott Quigg might not be considered the highest of levels, but he's an experienced fighter. He's been around top level guys. He's fought top level guys. So it's a great way, I think, for for Oscar to make his debut into those levels per se. You know what I mean? And I know, isn't his stablemate Jesse Magdaleno gonna probably maybe fight too on that card?
I don't know. I think Magdaleno's still rehabbing a hand injury. No,
I don't know.
This fight is rumored for March 10th. I mean, that is 3 months away. It is possible.
He got a couple of options, and it'll be cool to have them both on the card if that happens. If not, he's always an exciting fighter.
Well, let's go out to the phone lines.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
Don't forget the call-in number is 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 one time to voice your opinion on this rumor mill. Not quite official, but Eddie Hearn tweeted out basically saying that this is the route they're going. He added Carl Moretti. He added Sky Sports. Both fighters were included. It's on BoxRec. All signs point to the Stub Hub. Let's go out to New Jersey. I mean, what's going on?
The king is what I mean. The king is what I mean. My man, get a cup and put some change inside your hand. Now hold up. Let's make this official. Everybody, let's agree that.
This fight, I think, was good, fellas.
What up?
I mean, what up?
Yo, this fight, I think people are excited at the fact that that 126 is loaded. I think this is a no defense kind of fight. Scott Quigg, he's been that measuring stick. Him and Beltran has made the rounds. He's kind of been a measuring stick for all those UK guys. Even for Carl Frampton and Lee Selby, when those guys were making a mark, they stepped over Squid. They stepped over Scott Quigg in order to make that mark. So it's a credible opponent from Valdez, but the fight doesn't really do anything for either one of them. I think Valdez has proved that he can throw punches in bunches, but he doesn't even have the adjustment technique that somebody like Leo does. So it's like he's like a bootleg Leo in that regard. He's going to duck his head and throw punches, but even Leo don't even use his tail no more. You know what I mean? You know how he used to shake his fist before he threw it? He don't even do that as much anymore, if at all. So when I think of Oscar Valdez, I think of just rock'em sock'em kind of fight. And if that's what the fight has to offer for Showtime as a main event, I mean, let's have that. That's no different from Ortiz Berto. So
it'll be on ESPN,
although it doesn't, which is even better. It's even better. I like that fight. For something to watch. Not that it would. Somebody said something about a WBO. There's a WBO eliminator of some kind.
No, he's defending his WBO belt. This is his 5th defense.
Who the fuck's got a W? Who?
Valdez?
Yeah, Valdez. This is 5th defense.
Yo, and as long as I've been watching him, do you guys realize I didn't even know?
No, I know. A lot of people don't know. Did you even know that he was in Leo Santa Cruz's division and Gary Russell's division and Abner Mares and, Jojo Diaz? All those
guys. He never fought any of those guys.
Oscar Escaldón, all those guys are in that division.
Nah, man. But we're going to see, man. I ain't going to hold up the line, man. But, yeah, I'm surprised the motherfucker got a belt, man. But, yo, this is a great little topic to throw out there. Something for us to chew on. TBV, we got you, man. Love y'all fellas, man. That's my call.
I mean, thank you as always for calling in.
Yeah. Hold on very quickly. Never be surprised when Bob Arum gets one of his fighters a WBO belt. Never be surprised by that.
Yeah, man. I mean, we spoke about the alliances of the WBO with Bob Arum on previous shows. But, yeah, we reported it, man. This is what's going down. Can't wait to see it live. Listen, Oscar Valdez does bring action. And I guess action brings satisfaction to fight fans. because they can overlook the fact that this is his 5th defense. You know, I mean, that's it. That's the punchline. It's his 5th defense. Yeah.
I can't believe me didn't know he was a champion. I mean, come on, man. You've been smoking too much weed today.
But that's there's a reason. There's a reason. Like he goes in the well. Like they this is officially not going in the well no more. Like Scott Quigg, we at least know, but
even then, like Scott Quigg is like almost in the well. Like Scott
Quigg. Because, you know, Amin said, oh, you know, this does nothing for neither man. I think that that's wrong. I mean, for Valdez, the well is like, yo, you know, you're going deep to find an opponent. You had to go deep to find some of these names that Valdez has faced. Let's just be honest. Like, you know, where'd they find, like, Hideyoshi?
They find them in the mountains of Mordor.
I mean, this other one, Matisse, Carlos, Adrian. I mean, you know, Ernie Sanchez, like Genesis. I mean, come on, man. You know, he's been getting it. Yo, he's definitely padding that retirement fund. I mean, the bank is tilting, you know. He's definitely cushioning himself up because when it's time, I don't know. I would like to see him in there. I think that I don't know. Leo might be too much. Leo surprised a lot of people. He was able to change gears. I don't know, man. I'm your host, Nestor Gibbs. Find me on Instagram, man. Twitter at NestGTO. You tell us in the comment section below. Who should he fight if not Scott Quigg?
I'm Matt the Hipster. You can find me at Mixed Combat News on Twitter, Matt Hunter TBV on Instagram. My MMA podcast, Mixed Combat Radio, on Patreon, SoundCloud, YouTube, iTunes, etc. And TBV's new Patreon-only show, the Standing 8 Count, having its first live show on Friday, a Q&A, solo dolo, Beyonce of the group. So check that out on patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. Peace.
Solo dolo.
Rub it in your face.
I know. Well, you can catch me on IG, Alex_Doomsday.
What's that, Pedialyte?
He needs that nourishment right now. He drinks like 1 cup of water a day.
I thought that was for babies.
No, I had the flu like a week ago.
Oh yeah,
I think you thought you were looking cool drinking Pedialyte.
No, I had the flu and I still kind of feel like shit. And I went to the gym. I feel like shit. So Pedialyte.
Yo, well, you got about
every fighter drinks Pedialyte.
Like shit.
Ask Doomsday. Every like elite fighter drinks Pedialyte after.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of the best ways.
Like on the 16th, you're gonna need 2 bottles.
Ooh, Maddie. Well, you can catch me on IG, Alex_Doomsday_Lainez, Lainez. Facebook, Alexander Lainez, and Twitter, Alex Lainez TBV. And soon to come, because you know, I don't get invited over to the Standing 8 Count. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to come up with
but you
own content.
Radio, hold on. You invited on Mixed Combat Radio, so don't try to pull that. Don't
act like I didn't push for the show.
He ain't no MMA guy.
You know what I'm saying?
No, he's a fake radio podcast guy. That's what it is.
No. I've fully transitioned over to the boxing world now. UFC, MMA is second. You know what I'm saying? But every now and then,
you got too drunk off of wine and fell asleep. Come on.
Why did you have to put me out there?
Come on.
Oh man.
Well, all right. Later.